Hey guys, welcome to another ride in the Strugglebus, where every wheel is an empty triangle. You may have noticed something a little different. I needed a vacation, so I put on my safari hat and I went to the jungle. What better place to vacation than the jungle, am I right? I mean, there are so many great things to see, like waterfalls and really cool trees, and mosquitoes as big as my face. There are also monkeys here, and they're pretty cool. Except when they throw their banana at you. That part kinda sucks. Anyway, today's topic is the infamous monkey jump. What's a monkey jump, you ask? You know, just one of the scariest endgame moves out there. You think you have this nice territory, then all of a sudden, boom! Your opponent throws a stone in an area, just like a monkey throwing his banana at you. And just like that, your territory is reduced, and you smell like monkey banana. So let's teach you about the monkey jump, so that you can use it against your opponents and also know how to deal with it. Okay, so what is a monkey jump? To enable the power of the monkey, you need to have a second line stone that's not blocked, like this guy. Then you play a stone on the first line 3 spaces away from your second line stone. And as improbable as this looks, this stone cannot be cut off from that second line stone that you jump from. You can try all you want to cut that stone, but it's not going to happen. And even worse than that, if you answer this move incorrectly, that monkey banana is just going to keep on spreading all over the place. Ew, gross. Let's take a look at how you just really can't separate this monkey jump from its monkey. You can try this, but it doesn't work. Or you could try something like this, but same, it just doesn't work. And so you can try whatever you want, but you're going to notice that you're going to fail to actually disconnect these 2 stones. So once the player that's been jumped by a monkey understands that they cannot stop what's already happened, it's up to them to minimize the damage. And if you've never seen this before, it's actually pretty easy to mess up the answer. So let's take a look at the typical answers for answering a monkey jump. Before I get into this, I need to mention that just like everything else with this little game of ours, there are going to be situations where the things I go over here are just wrong. But in general, most monkey jumps are dealt with the same way, by playing directly on top of the stone. And by on top, I mean on the second line on top. So in this situation, it would be S3. Here, that means to the left of the stone, but I refer to that as on top. And white will be forced to pull back, and black now has 2 options. You can play on the inside and force white to capture, and then play here, and when they connect, you protect the cut. Or you can do it in the reverse order, and you can, when they pull back, you can play the block first, and if they play here, you get the Atari, and then again, have to protect the cut. So typically, we're going to get the same outcome from both of these. And I know what you're thinking. In this situation, white could play here and capture this stone. And that is true, but there's not enough room to actually make life in here for white, because black just plays here and forces white to capture, and now white is dead. So while white can capture that stone, he doesn't actually get alive. And that's usually the case. They can try to capture the blocking stone, but there isn't going to be enough room to live. So in most situations, this is the first answer that you need to consider. So as you guys can already tell from this one example, monkey jumps are pretty annoying to deal with. And there are situations where they're much messier, and banana just gets everywhere. Let's take a look at the last board state, but slightly modified. In this situation, black's much more susceptible to a monkey jump because of the lack of other third line stones in the area to help. Black can consider the normal response, but white has enough room to try to do other things. Answering this is tough enough that I had to check with AI to make sure that the response was even correct. There are a lot of tricky things that can happen here. For example, are you confident that if white plays this way, that you can kill this entire corner? It's not the easiest thing to do. And white doesn't even have to try to do anything this tricky. He simply can do the normal pullback, and in this situation, after white connects, black cannot play this Hane. So black just has to keep on crawling along. And all this is in Sente, and this is pretty devastating. And yeah, monkey jumps, they can be pretty devastating, and that's why I want you to know about them. And now I want to talk about when to play monkey jumps and when to answer them. And I know what you're thinking right now, holy banana, monkey jumps are crazy strong. I'm going to play them at every opportunity. And I'm going to try to block them at every opportunity. But not so fast there, Mr. Monkey Man. Before you start going all crazy with your newfound toy, you have to realize that to play monkey jump, you first need an unblocked second line stone, and then you're playing a first line stone. And we have a Strugglebus basic rule about that kind of thing. Monkey jumps are still first line moves, and because of that, they're typically only played in late middle game or end game. And let me be clear here, monkey jumps are huge end game, but they're still typically only end game. And there are two main reasons for that. The first reason is that monkey jumps that are really devastating, like the one here, they're going to be blocked, so you're never really going to have a chance to play them. The second reason they're considered endgame is often once you play them, the damage is already done. Your opponent's just going to play away and find a bigger point on the board. Well, I guess that's not true. Most of your opponents are probably going to answer them. But as you get stronger, your opponents are going to start ignoring them. A very basic example to show you the reason why is here. So white descended and black to nukied. And yeah, sure, white totally has a monkey jump here. But this is way too early for a first line move. Monkey jump or no. Black is not going to answer this monkey jump. He's going to look at that pile of banana that just got thrown on the floor and go, nope, they don't pay me enough for this banana. And he's going to play somewhere else that's actually big. I also have an example from an actual game. Here, either player can play a monkey jump, but I guarantee you that neither player was concerned with either monkey jump on this board at this point in the game. And they won't be for quite some time. Same thing as our very first easy example. There are just too many more important things on this board than endgame monkey jumps. The final thing I want to go over with monkey jumps is a very important thing. Understanding if the monkey jump ends in sente or gote. I'm sure at this point we understand the importance of sente versus gote. Well, it's important with monkey jumps too. And it's usually pretty easy to tell if a monkey jump is going to end in gote. What it really comes down to is if after the exchange, do they need to protect the cut that's there? If they do, then you get sente. If they don't, then it ends in gote. It's still a big move, it's just one that ends in gote. So let's go back to our first example. So looking at our first example, this one ends in sente because there's a cut that black needs to protect. So he does the typical response. White comes back, black blocks. White plays here, black taris, white connects, but now black has this cut that he needs to protect. So in this situation, this ends in sente for white. So it's a big reduction, and it ends in sente. If instead of this monkey jump, though, there was already a black stone here. In this situation, when white plays here and then pulls back, this is going to end in gote because white needs to connect, and black can atari again, and now there is no cut to protect. So this ends in gote for white. And so that's typically what you need to look for is there a stone nearby that's going to help assist with the end position after you make your exchanges? And not that I really need to tell you why getting sente is important. The Endgame Basics video will go over why this is especially important in these situations. So that's the monkey jump. Pretty cool, huh? If you didn't know it existed until now, go have fun with it. It's a great tool. If you already knew about it, hopefully you now know a little bit more about it. If you didn't learn anything new from this, then I suggest taking a look at a more advanced video about monkey jumps. I've got one linked in the description of this video if you want to go take a look at that. It goes over some much more finer details about the responses that you can use for various configurations in endgame when you get jumped by a monkey. Banana! For those of you who enjoy this style of how I present information for the game and are looking for reviews and or lessons, I am available. My information is listed below. Or if you just want to get back to the channel, it's a great way to do that as well. Otherwise, thank you for coming out for another ride in the Struggle Bus, where every wheel is an empty triangle. See you guys next time.